This episode of MMA Nuts is brought to you by Host Papa. Save 15% off hosting with code MMA Nuts. Bulletproof Coffee. Save 10% off with code MMA10Nuts at bulletproof.com. WillowLaneCabinetry.com. Get 30% off all kitchens and sample doors with code MMA Nuts. RaceShop.com. Save 5% off site-wide with code MMA Nuts. Penn Soap. Be clean like Overeem. Save 15% off with code MMA Nuts. Hey fans, it's MMA Nuts, episode 291.
291.
My name is Ingo Weigel.
Back with the MMA show by MMA fans, for MMA fans, we're walking line between serious and ridiculous.
Awkward silence.
What's happening?
Well, I thought I'd lead the show by giving a shout out to one of our boys. I know he's one of your favorites. I don't know if you saw. It has come to my attention that Carlos Condit has recently started training in the gi. Did you know this?
Yes.
Okay. Did you see his comment on Facebook?
Yes.
So I'll read it out loud real quick, just parts of it. He said he's been training jiu-jitsu for more than half of his life, and he's never rolled in a gi. He started all of his training, it was geared towards Vale Tudo, cage fighting, so long ago that MMA wasn't even used. He said there's a bunch of opinions about not training in the gi for MMA, but for a number of reasons, he decided to get uncomfortable and get out there, and he put on a white belt.
Mm-hmm.
Carlos fucking Condit. And he says he got manhandled his first day and probably will continue that, but it's okay. It's how you grow. Can't be afraid to fail. When setting goals, reach further than you can actually grasp. And if you fall, grit your teeth, refocus your intention, and try again. I'll keep you posted on my progress. And then he posts a picture of himself on there. I give much respect to someone who is willing to basically put themselves at a beginner's point. Which leads me to another point is, Matt, what are you drinking today?
Just vodka.
Because here is another man who has basically brought himself back down to beginner level. He says, fuck the beer. And why are you drinking vodka, Matt?
That's not, this low carb kind of shit.
Yes.
This diet.
I came with an agenda today.
It's fine.
It's all good.
We'll see how it works out. I mean, I was always semi-low carb. Now I just cut a little bit more out, bump the fat out. Or bump the fat up, and it's just counterintuitive. So I have to do this to see what happens.
Yeah, I thought of you when I read this because I was like, you were always against the high fat, and then now you're doing the fat thing, and you're putting yourself in uncharted territory for yourself.
Yeah,
something you may or may not feel comfortable with. But
it's like anal sex.
Okay.
I'm just saying, ladies. Yeah. I'm just saying.
What is it? You have to relax.
That's right.
Let it happen.
I'm telling you, they all love it. You just need to try it.
Okay.
One time.
Yes.
Just a tip. Moving right along. What else has happened?
I don't know. It kind of came out swinging. So fuck it.
Otherwise,
I was going to forget about this because I really love this. I love people who do this.
I get it.
It's you're not a fan of the gi.
No, I don't see how it translates into MMA. I mean, I understand you're slowing down the game, but you're training with handles that aren't going to be there. So that's why I don't understand it, and I don't think it works.
Yeah, well.
But you got to do what you think works, right? So Conor McGregor likes to play touch butt in a park with some dork, and that may or may not work with him.
Carlos also has a touch butt guy.
Right, so maybe I'm just saying. I don't know. And
it's weird.
I think I think when you look at Condit, he's also at a crossroads in his career, right? Where if I don't get a title shot, I'm going to retire. So he wants to try different things, and that I can support.
Maybe there's a career for him in gi jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Or maybe just sometimes
grappling, because I think that seems to be a healthier transition for these fighters that are a little bit past their prime.
Yes.
And you're not going to get super fucked up. Just going to grappling. I think a hell of a lot of us would be interested in watching some high-level grappling.
I agree. Because that's definitely taking off in a lot of ways as far as just overall. I just posted a few minutes ago a grappling match between Jeff Glover, I think, and God damn it, Coyote. So, I mean, there's some exciting fucking jiu-jitsu matches out there to be had. And if you get more guys who, like a Carlos Condit, somebody who was exciting MMA, you think he's really going to play jiu-jitsu and be all boring? And
No, submission only or go fuck yourself.
Exactly. So, we'll see. Props to him.
Yes.
You want to get right into this?
Sure.
Since I kind of forced it.
That's fine.
It's like anal. I just stuck it in there.
Right.
So,
just no lube, just nothing.
No. Let's talk UFC 198.
Yeah.
Should we work backwards?
Yes.
Main event first?
Yes. So Werdum versus Miocic. Let me just start by saying I feel like Werdum was robbed because
Okay.
he was not allowed 45,000 Werdums in
Yes.
said stadium. The UFC put the fucking kibosh on him.
Boo!
And his whole plan.
Yes.
And, when he came out to the Octagon, I was a little bit concerned because whenever you're smiling, usually is a recipe for disaster, except for Cris Cyborg. She's got the switch. Werdum was way too happy, just seemed content on being there. And as the fight started, I'm going, he needs to do two things. He needs to either be all the way in or all the way out, either clinch or kick. Spam kicks. Please spam kicks.
Yep.
And where's your left hand? Where's your left hand? It's
Down.
fucking down here. And then he does the one thing you don't ever want to see is chasing. Chasing a guy who's boxing and is clipped with a right hand coming in, and he is out cold.
Yep.
And then you hear the sounds of silence.
Yeah.
Wow. You 45,000 screaming Brazilians just deathly silent.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck me. I don't know if you've ever had that many people together in a room just
Shocked.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, he started out with the kicking game a little bit.
Yeah, he was going.
I don't know what happened. Maybe he thought he had Miocic rocked for a second, and he was going for broke. But it's a time and time again, you see guys, if you overextend, you're leaving your chin hanging out there. And on top of that, against the guy who's got big power and good boxing, no good.
Yeah,
no
you
bueno.
don't want to be boxing with them.
That's the one thing Stipe, I was telling Pete, I was like, this guy's got power. Holy shit, that guy hits hard. What are you going to do? You get hit in the button? That's it.
It's a heavyweight division. That's why no one can maintain that title. I have it. And I think that was going to be his first title defense. I figured he was going to lose to Overeem, but did it one quicker.
Yep.
Fuck me.
I think Stipe should fight Overeem next, actually. Do you think that'll happen?
Yeah. I agree with that. It's Overeem's due to the title shot. So Miocic wins. It should be Overeem versus Miocic. And that'll be interesting to see how that one plays out, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And Werdum is calling for, he wants an immediate rematch, of course. Immediate rematch!
In Brazil!
Fuck
Okay.
We just had everything you wanted in your cake and you can't eat it too. Sorry. Didn't work out for you. Seems like a nice guy.
Werdum?
Unfortunate. But
Yeah.
Miocic seems like a nice guy too.
Oh, yes. Has a weird voice. He's like, all growly. Strange voice.
Yes.
So, but good for him. Shall we talk about was it Jacare?
Yeah, go ahead. Jacare versus Vitor Belfort.
Well, there was that part where Jacare took him down and stayed on top and cut him up a bit. And I thought Vitor looked quite in shape for this fight. I don't know what your take was on.
What did you think about that stand-up? So Vitor gets his nose cut while Jacare is pounding away on him.
Forgot about
the
that.
blood's going into Vitor's eyes, and then the ref's like, holy shit, we got to stop this. We got to take a look.
I think it was bullshit because two things. You had said that it gave him a chance to rest, which it definitely did. And then also they wiped the blood out of his eyes, so when he laid back down, now he can see again.
Right.
And then he got up. Yeah, so it was kind of, I don't like it. You know what? If the cut is on the bridge of the nose, I think you let it go. Blood in the eye, is that dangerous for the eyes? Can you?
He's not standing. If you're on the ground, what are you gonna do? This is your typical defense is gonna be like your hands on your head, and you try to keep your elbows together and moving left to right, and however else you want to escape. But you don't need to see to fucking do that.
Not
if
really.
you're standing and it was above your eye, that's a bigger problem. But again, horse shit.
Yeah,
reffing was a little funky.
I thought so too.
So they go through that exchange again. Jacare gets him back to the ground, reminiscent of Luke Rockhold on top of Chris Weidman, just teeing off. Jacare kind of looking at the ref. Are we done yet? Fucking boom, boom, boom. And finally gets the stop. And the thing that I forgot to mention, or I just saw earlier this week, I think I mentioned that when we were watching the fights, is that Vitor Belfort got his haircut on the UFC Embedded, and that is a curse, typical of a loss, continues tradition.
Yes. Yeah, and I thought initially it was an early stoppage, but then when
I think there were a lot of early stoppages.
They zoomed in, I was like, oh, okay.
I think he was still good to go.
Yeah, for a little while longer.
Sure, why not?
Yeah. I mean, the Jacare top game is so ridiculous.
Brutal. It's like a Luke Rockhold top
Yeah.
game, right?
Some serious business there. So, you know, I think Vitor should take some of these big. I don't see him ever getting the belt again. I would love to see him take some of these, what would you call them, old nostalgia fights or,
Sure.
you know, old school.
Like GSP.
Yeah. Do it.
Come on.
like
Who
it.
doesn't want to see? Well, it's probably a short night for Vitor if you just take him down again.
Yes. Or Anderson Silva again.
Sure. Something.
Yeah.
You need a classic fight.
Yeah. Shogun.
I don't know. I'm just trying to play out who else do I want.
Yeah.
It's so tough. And then Jacare, he's got to get a title shot. So
Really?
he's got to get winner of Weidman versus.
You like him against the winner?
Yeah.
Okay.
He has to. Who else are you gonna have Jacare fight? I mean, he was due a title shot.
Yeah.
Earlier, and then he had that questionable loss to Romero, and then Romero tests positive for tainted supplements. So I think he's due. It's either Jacare or Michael Bisping for a title shot.
Yeah, isn't Yoel Romero in the mix? And Michael
They
Bisping?
dropped him out of the rankings because of his positive.
He'll be
test.
reinstated soon, though, right? A month, something like this.
Something like that.
Yeah, he's
He
in there.
I forgot what he got. 6? You get 6?
Something like that. And then Bisping's in the mix too. No?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you know, Rockhold murdered him last time they fought, and if Rockhold wins again, which he should.
Yeah, this is interesting. That division's tough. The road. I keep thinking you're drinking water, and I don't realize straight vodka.
You know, I'll work out by about the next 20 minutes. It'll be fucking wasted.
All of a sudden.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Okay.
And if it won't, it'll be even better.
He's a professional.
Of course, don't try this at home, kids. It's water. Totally water.
That's where we're at.
Water.
So, all right. So, Cyborg.
Oh, thank God! Finally! Cris Cyborg!
Yes.
Our dreams are answered! She comes out with the chain for Jesus, and I'm surprised nobody stole it off her.
They almost got it.
They're going for it.
Yep.
And, you know, happy Cris Cyborg dancing around the octagon. Like, oh no, she's a little happy. But she switches the mean on. And she's fucking, that right hand is brutality.
Yes.
And when Leslie got knocked down, I thought that was an early stoppage. I thought she could have fought on. Leslie even said it too. This is a bullshit stoppage.
Yeah.
Oh, I should fucking be able to continue fighting. I agree with that. I thought it was a little early. You want to see Cris just knock someone out? That's fine. I want to see her flatline someone.
I mean, that was such a brutal. It was like 3 or 4 unanswered strikes, and one or two of them were right on the button on the ground. Just bam, bam. I mean, she rolled, and I don't think anything good was going to come of that. So why not stop? I don't know.
And how'd you like the after look of each fighter? You know, Cris Cyborg. You look at her face, not a scratch on it, and then you see Leslie Smith's got like two black eyes.
And there was how long did that last? Just a minute or something?
80 some odd seconds.
Minute and a half, yeah. So crazy. I think women don't understand the power. We were talking about last night. I remember that Gina Carano fight with Cyborg, and just the look on Gina's face the first time Cyborg hit her, and you kind of could see like, oh fucking shit, like this girl hits hard. And I just don't know. I mean, 140 pounds, she was saying that she'll never fight at 135. So
I like that. She should never fight at 135. I think the UFC, if they want to keep her, you need to make a 145-pound division. I think it's blasphemy that you don't.
Yeah, I agree. They probably will. Do they have to make a 145 pound? Could they make a 140, 142?
Well, Cris said what's going to happen is she's going to continue to go back down to Invicta and defend her 145-pound title, and then she will come up and do 140 in the UFC until they make her 145. But from a marketing perspective, wouldn't you want a 145-pound killer in Cyborg? Don't you think that would be a very marketable person to sell?
Build a division around her, kind of like they did with Rousey?
Right. I mean, yes, you could say, oh, there's not enough competition, but let me tell you, I'll bet you so much money that all these 135-pounders, I'm sorry, I was going to say
was waiting for something prolific.
I just went short on it because I'm like, fuck it. All these 135-pounders are going to go up to 145.
Yeah.
I know they would.
Of course.
You know, Leslie said she was so happy just to go up to 140. Well, she needs to be at 170. That's neither here nor there.
Nice.
I'll be her.
Well, that is.
It's a lot of ass.
It is.
It's all good.
All right. So
140, otherwise, well, 145. Otherwise, she's gonna be like the fucking Rich Franklin of catch fights, right?
That's okay.
And then next for Leslie Smith, I can guarantee she's getting cut because of all the interviews that she did talking about a fighters union.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
Yeah, tons. So that's an easy. Oh, you got a loss and you talked about a fighters union? Bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.
Watch. I'm just saying watch. I think it's blasphemy, but anyway. Shogun, Ingo.
Yes.
I know I'm not going to talk about him, so if you want to say anything,
I'll
go
say
ahead.
a couple things. I thought he looked better than he has in a while. Looked leaner, more, less flabby, right? One thing I will say, I think the judge who scored that 29-28 for Corey Anderson can go fuck themselves because that was, I don't know what fight they were watching.
Exactly. It's
Seriously?
pretty clear cut.
Yes. When you have, was it 2 or 3 knockdowns? 2?
He did it at the end of the first round with 10 seconds left, and the second round with 10 seconds left.
Yeah, and, I could see 29-28 for Shogun across the board, but not, there's no way Anderson won 2 rounds out of 3. It's craziness. And I will say that I'm surprised that Anderson wasn't more using his speed and athleticism. He kind of he seemed very relaxed and happy to kind of just be technical with Shogun. And I think for Shogun, who's been around forever, he may not have the speed anymore. He may not have the power, but he definitely has the skill. And I was impressed in a way. For him to come up and beat like a young and up and coming guy.
I didn't pick Shogun in my head. I thought for sure he's gonna lose.
Yeah, but maybe it's because he's in Brazil.
Yeah, I want to say all Brazilian fighters, with the exception of 2, won their fights.
Okay.
Power of Brazil.
Yes.
Compels you, Ingo.
Apparently so. And I like Shogun to perhaps meet somebody like older as well, like a Rashad Evans. What do you think about that?
Fine.
You like that one?
I'm going to argue. Again, I don't know. Did they ever fight?
No, they were supposed to, I think, a couple times, and they never quite did, if I recall.
Well, we got to also ask, what is Rashad really going to do? Because he keeps talking, remember, I want to move down to 85. I said, no, I'll move up to heavyweight. And all these people were going berserk. He shouldn't move up to heavyweight. Like, he's got no speed. He's losing speed at 205.
Yeah.
He's going to move up to heavyweight.
I mean, Shogun would be a good matchup.
At heavyweight. Fine.
Sure.
Thank you.
I like it.
You know the cheeseburgers you want.
Yes.
Let's,
Is there anything else?
I want to talk about Matt Brown.
Oh, yeah.
Demian Maia,
Please.
and Brazil. So let's start at the weigh-ins. I don't remember, or I'll even go back a step further. I don't remember Matt Brown saying anything derogatory about Brazilians, or anything like that. I know at the weigh-ins, I think he was getting booed heavily and decides to, give the double middle finger to everybody in the crowd. Okay, fair enough. And then Dana White also tweeted that image out of, wow, we don't support this, trying to hype up the fight some more, and then shows the clip of him flipping off the crowd. Okay, got it. And then you come fight night and you see Matt walking out to the octagon, and he gets punched not once, not twice, but 3 times. And the third time, someone grabs him and grabs his hoodie, turns around, takes a swing at someone in the crowd. And let's talk about that before we talk about the fight. So,
yes,
how do we prevent this from happening? Because no fan should be touching any fighter, period.
I agree. Well, a couple ways. I mean, they could widen the walkout area. So
that's the easiest thing.
Yes, so that it's not. It looks barely enough room for 3 people across to go get through, right? So maybe they widen it times 2, and then there's not that issue.
That's a good point.
Or we had talked about last night, which we keep talking about, just via emails back and forth. Why don't they do the old school either strike force, walkout ramp thing, glory, or
pyro, and all the cool shit of how an entrance should be? Not let me run through the crowd.
Yes.
No, you need to stay away from the crowd. And here's a perfect example of why you need to.
Yep.
You're getting assaulted on the way to the octagon.
It's bullshit.
No, how does that affect your head when you're trying to dial in and then you've been attacked 3 times? So the other solution I'm saying, if you don't want to change anything, give the fucking security guards samurai swords and let them. Yeah. If someone sticks out a hand, we're lopping shit off.
Nice.
Either that or a bunch of fucking naked men with their fucking cocks out. And if you want to touch something, you're getting nothing but cock.
Cock in your face.
Yes.
With the cattle prod.
That's right. Whatever it takes, Ingo. I'm here. I think about these things.
I just think it's not cool for them. They shouldn't be touching these guys. It's on the way back into the locker room from the fight. Fine if they want to do it, but coming out, it seems very distracting. And I think does boxing have it so tight usually? Do you recall?
I don't recall.
I don't think so. I think they have more room. So maybe they do it on purpose, just kind of create some sort of.
Well, if you knew it was an issue, because I'm thinking back to Chael Sonnen, right? Think about all the shit that he said about the Nogueiras and Brazil, and I don't know if they were gonna give him a bulletproof caboose like the fucking Pope or something, wheel him out. But man, you shouldn't have to deal with that. So that's that. And then we talk about the fight. Kind of went as expected. It was pretty much Maia takes you down, Maia puts you in a body triangle, Maia works for a rear naked choke, and then pretty much 3 rounds of that. Finally gets it. And then,
well, I think he can win the belt like this, though. I mean, it isn't pretty, but at the same time, this is what he's good at. And if he could have had a much different career had he stuck with that, Demian Maia.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he can win the belt with this shit. I mean, he keeps surprising us with.
Yeah, I forgot how many wins he's got in a row. Might be 7.
Yeah.
And he's on the list. So if you look at the most submission wins in UFC history, Royce Gracie's in first place with 10. Nate Diaz is in second place with 9, and then Demian Maia has 8, Frank Mir has 8, and then Charles Oliveira also has 8.
Oh.
It's like, wow, I didn't realize like that list, and Royce still being number 1.
Oh yeah.
Wow. We had about 11 fights if I remember correctly.
Old school.
Not all in UFC.
Taking care of business.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want to talk about what happened after?
Well, do you think Maia should get a title shot next?
Yes.
Because he keeps getting shit on, and I think he finally addressed it.
He did.
And what the fuck do I have to do? You keep giving me all these up-and-comers, and I keep shutting them down. Then you give me a tough guy like Matt Brown, and I shut him down. Granted, not the most exciting fight, but you know what? He's fucking winning, and he's submitting, so I got no problem with that.
Give him the shot. Let's see what happens.
Yep.
I like it.
So, yeah, talk about afterwards.
But last comment about this whole thing, which is, again, it's sad, and I get Brazilian fans are passionate, but Brown apparently had an altercation at his hotel room, and this goes back to a couple of years back. His old coach, Rodrigo Bacci, who apparently they had a little dispute about wearing shoes on the mat or something weird, and then it turned into something bigger. He tried to assault this guy in his hotel, and
yeah, you heard he sucker punched him and ran away.
Yes, and they got it on.
Brian Stan even tweeted
it's not working
that
now,
out.
but they had a video.
Yeah, there's video out
somewhere out there, so you can Google that.
So his friends chased the guy down and fucking took him down, and then landed some ground and pound, and then they finally separated, called the police, and then I think that guy was trying to press charges against Matt Brown's crew.
Yes.
Like, no, motherfucker. If you've assaulted someone, I think everybody, especially in Brazil, I don't know what the laws are, but
they have none.
Apparently, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yes.
But I'm okay with that guy getting his ass kicked, and I think he should have got maybe curb stomped and fucking soccer kicked.
Oh, yeah.
But, at least some retribution was had. Can't be just sucker punching around.
No, man, not cool. Poor Matt Brown. He goes to fight, and he has to fight like in the cage, coming to the cage, leaving the cage, back in the hotel.
How many times did he get punched that was not warranted? That's not even fair. Come on, Brazil, you guys are better than this.
Yeah,
we're never coming back.
No.
If I'm in the UFC, I'm putting Brazil on blast for 2 years. We're not coming back. 2 years, you guys are banned.
Or they put Brazilians against Brazilians only.
Yeah.
Okay.
More Jacare versus Belfort type of fights.
Yes.
I'm good with that.
Mm-hmm.
We had some news?
Please.
I want to start with, excuse me, HBO Real Sports just won a sports Emmy for the story they did on domestic violence on MMA. Do you remember how skewed that fucking story was?
Yes, very skewed. I was almost, throwing shit at the TV going, what the fuck? Is that the one where they had Mayhem Miller on too, acting totally bananas?
Yeah, and because they went to him to be the voice of reason.
Yeah, right.
Like, here is the typical MMA fighter.
Yes.
And then they're like, they're all there all day. Mayhem's like smoking weed, talking about, I can kick all 5 of your asses within 3 minutes.
They couldn't have got GSP or something for this, right?
No, because it was just a slam piece on MMA. And I think they even did a random survey of X amount of fighters, and they didn't release all the details of it, just trying to skew it like, look how many domestic and violent people are in MMA. Like, complete horseshit. And if that wins, that was, I'm a big fan of HBO Real Sports, but I thought that story was the fucking worst piece of sports journalism I've ever seen in my fucking entire life. And for that to win is disgusting.
Well, HBO is notoriously boxing oriented, right?
Yeah, so
it doesn't surprise
that
me.
makes sense.
But maybe it's all the boxing fans that have voted for this to go to the top.
Maybe.
Like, yeah, MMA sucks. Fuck you. But I always think the journalists should be open and fair and unbiased,
Well, yes.
right? Fair and balanced, I guess you want to call it. But that seems to be not the case in a lot of situations.
No.
So
Might as well call yourself TMZ.
yeah,
3 letters, right?
Yeah.
Easy.
That's
What
it. That's what you got for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let me. Where do I start? Okay. So Gabi Garcia gets breast tattoo. Did you see? I assume you saw this.
Yeah.
First of all,
that was going to be knowledge.
Scary.
But okay.
Oh, it was. I did not know this.
Just go ahead.
Did I go?
I don't have any knowledge.
Okay, that's fine.
Fine.
This guy looks very happy. The one who's giving
Of
her the tattoo.
course.
He's all excited. But what are your thoughts on this tattoo? What do you think? It reminds me of Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I don't.
What is it?
Especially if you're a woman, it's in between her tits. I thought it was cool. I'll post some of the video up of her getting a tattoo, but
I feel bad. I didn't know you were going to do knowledge with this.
I said it before the show.
Okay.
Apparently, Ingo doesn't listen to me.
I do. I didn't know you said knowledge. I said you said news.
It's all good.
Okay.
So,
My bad.
I've
I've ruined it all, Matt. Twice.
I better
now.
just walk off this.
he's gonna
Fuck
stab
this,
me.
I'm out. No, it's all good. So, what's the question for me? Do we like women with breast tattoos?
Or chest or breast or.
I like breasts. I don't like breast reductions. Unless your back is hurting. Then I may accept it, but.
Okay.
I just. Isn't that weird, though, too, that you're going to post yourself getting your tits tattooed or in between your tits? And all that's covering your tits is whatever, little white piece of paper?
Well, my take on it was that I think she feels that she's very masculinized.
What did you think? With all the
And
steroids?
she's trying to it's almost like, what is the fucking Miley Cyrus coming from, where's she come from, Disney? So like you slutify yourself to make yourself
Hannah Montana? Or is
yeah,
that-
sex appealish, right? So she's going, I think this is the angle she's going for. Although a 220 plus pound woman, I don't know if that's ever going to be sexually appealing.
No, but
like,
there's those pictures of her where she looks hot, where she's obviously come off for a little bit, and there's some good pictures out there. But
so, what's the motivation? Don't know.
She wants to be like Brock. Maybe.
Monies.
Wants to be like Brock Lesnar.
Yes.
So BJ Penn was supposed to fight Dennis Seaver, and I think the reception was a little lukewarm for that fight anyway.
Yes.
Dennis got injured. BJ Penn's got a new opponent, and Cole Miller. How do you like that matchup? Cole Miller versus BJ Penn, which I think is on the prelims, by the way.
Oh, wow. Seriously? Okay.
They seem to be like this. Maia versus Matt Brown was the prelim fight right before the main card. So I think they're trying to steal a main card fight to help sell the pay-per-view. And I don't like it because I want more, when we're watching fights, everyone comes for the main event. We're not here all fucking day watching fights, right?
Yeah. I don't mind the matchup. I guess for BJ, I don't know that it makes a ton of sense, but in the grand scheme of things, Cole's got decent jiu-jitsu, right? And I think it's a winnable fight for BJ. It's a winnable fight for Cole. So they should hopefully have a good showing. BJ's tough. I feel BJ's such a legend to have him fight Cole Miller, with no disrespect to Cole Miller, but it doesn't seem like the two fit. It's kind of, I'm expecting GSP, anything other than just Cole Miller.
Well, it sounds like they want him to go on a title run, and
BJ?
if he's gonna go on a title run, you got to warm up. You've
Start
been
at the
out
bottom.
for 2 years.
Sorry, Cole Miller.
You gotta work your way back up, Bing.
Sorry, Cole. Don't kill
You gotta
us.
work your way back up.
Yes.
It'll all work out. how about this one? The UFC is instituting a new weight cutting guidelines.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Designed to keep fighters safe. Beginning of the week of UFC 200, fighters must be within 8% of their target weight when they check in for fight week.
Mm-hmm.
And they said it generally occurs on a Tuesday before a Saturday fight. So they said there's just guidelines and it's nothing hard and fast, set in stone kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about this whole situation? I know SureDog wrote a nice article about it. And
long one.
Kind of raises the question of employee and independent contractor, and we're kind of way past the line of you're not an independent contractor, but employee. Right. So
well, contractually, they're contracted to be on a certain weight and be ready on fight day, right, at the weigh-ins.
Mm.
So now that they've extended this beyond that, so the question is are they contractor or are they employees? Because they're certainly treated like employees, right? They have no rights. And
have no rights.
So fine. But that being said, what I didn't like about the whole process, the way Nowitzki put it, is it's a guideline, but there's leeway. And I don't think I'm a big fan of gray area because I think they used Cormier Jones as an example. So
yeah,
Jones comes in at 222 or whatever. They're not going to call off the title fight because it's, money at stake. And I'm kind of going, well, that doesn't seem fair. So what? It's
fighter safety sometimes, not if money's involved.
Yeah, so exactly. So medically, where's the motivation? Is it because they're concerned about their health or because they want to try to do something other than that? And title fights are fine because health doesn't matter because there's millions at stake, so fuck the health, right?
Mm-hmm.
It just seems the two, diametrically opposing forces here.
Yeah.
And I don't like gray area because it doesn't seem fair because if Conor McGregor comes in 30 pounds overweight, they're going to put the fight on because he's Conor McGregor? Not that he would do that, but...
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing that scared me is I read one of the last few sentences in that was that, there's a lot of rumors about the UFC being bought out or selling part of themselves to a China company. So what if they just were to make all the contracts overseas? Then they have they can do whatever they want. I don't know if you got all the way that deep in the article, but
it was
long. So the article was saying that if this becomes a problem and the fighters want to protest about X, Y, Z, they'll just make all the contracts in China, and then good luck fucking enforcing that shit. So
well, now you're also making the UFC a regulatory body, which they are not.
No.
And this also goes to a point of you're also encouraging cheating. And I see a lot of fighters were complaining about this, but again, you guys are all in the wrong weight class. You all need to move up a weight class. And it's reminiscent of, I kind of had this flashback, and I'll go back to the HBO Real Sports when they were doing that cheerleading article.
Oh, yes.
And I don't know if it was the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders or one of them talking about that company.
pH level?
Yeah, they wanted to check the pH level in their vaginas.
Yes.
So, and because this is where it ties, because I think they were independent contractors at the time. Yes. And they finally ruled that the cheerleaders are employees and you have to pay them as such because they're making like $1 an hour or whatever it worked out to be.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just going down this line of crazy. Like how much more can you push the fighter? Like what else?
Well, I mean,
I'm gonna check my temperature rectally before I walk into the octagon with another man's penis.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe he's a special man and has a probe on the end of his dick.
Whatever. I mean,
stick it in.
But where are the rights for the fighters? There are none.
No. They need a union.
Yeah.
And good luck getting one.
Yeah.
So, they're getting fucked in so many different ways. I mean, so many people have spoken out about the Reebok deal. I mean, wasn't recently Vitor said something about this, right?
Yeah.
Recently.
Millions lost.
Yeah.
Millions.
So it's not fair, and it's weird that in this era, this is where we're at. We may be actually regressing where most MMA fighters are making less than they were back, which is weird. But so if they sell this shit, part of it to China, and they do contracts overseas, they're fucked. I mean, the fighters are totally fucked because you can't a China contract in the U.S. What are they gonna do? They take us to court. Our shit's based in China. Look, go to China court. See. Good luck.
Yeah.
Enforcing that.
Maybe that's what they want.
Or maybe.
there's no labor laws, so let's get some fucking crazy contracts over here where we don't even have to actually pay the fighters. They're gonna have to pay us to fight in the UFC for promotion.
Mm-hmm. Possible.
Fucked up.
It is fucked up. So, another fucked up thing which I really want to bring to your attention is that there was an article I read about how to strengthen your chin. Did you read this week? And how to weaken it in sports, in MMA. And there was a big thing that Dr. Margaret Goodman, who was a former ringside physician and neurologist of VADA, pointed out that strong neck muscles have a correlation between reducing head trauma and knockouts and not, okay? And definitely, I'm sure you've seen this video. I won't play it for you now.
Yeah.
Of the training of hitting oneself in the chin on purpose.
So stupid.
To train, you cannot build up your chin in that way.
You're weakening it.
Right.
You only have X amount you could take. You don't want
Yes.
to keep just fucking throttling it, and especially a man hitting a woman.
Terrible.
Full force. Come on.
My question for you is do you think you can get better KO resistance by building up your neck muscles, or is that bullshit? It sounds like bullshit to me. I don't know. What do you think?
I think it sounds legit. I mean, where the hell was I listening to someone talking about they're trying to build their jaw muscles? It must have been on the Rogan podcast.
Why?
Where,
is it a porn star?
no, but just strengthening that whole area, like strengthening the jaw, strengthening the neck
Why?
to help with
Knockouts?
yes.
Oh. Was it Misha Tate?
No, I think it was Steve Maxwell one. So he's
Okay.
like a health fitness
Yeah.
guru type of guy.
Yeah. Interesting. So it does.
Yeah.
There's some.
I mean, it's one of those things though too. How do you know it unless you've actually done it?
Mhm.
Have you been knocked out a bunch of times? Yeah, it's like you got to try it and test it out for yourself. I don't know.
I wonder if there's going to be a bunch of MMA fighters in the next few years. This is huge ass necks.
That's fine. Like, remember Henry Rollins?
Yes.
Like, Jesus Christ, look at the neck on this
That
fucking
guy's
guy.
neck was huge.
Look
Oh
at
my
that
God.
22-inch neck, for
Yes.
fuck's sake. What are you
Yes.
rolling on, 22?
Yeah. How does he buy shirts?
Like, I don't.
Can he even button
I think he was just wearing wife beaters, right?
Yeah. You can't close his top button. It's
No,
possible.
not at all.
Craziness. So, what? You got anything else?
Yeah, so last week we were talking about the lack of new blood or fresh blood in the heavyweight division.
Mhm.
And we were kind of thinking, man, how are we going to get guys in there? And I was wondering, what if we just started paying them more? What if we start paying like the entry level for a heavyweight? You're on a 30-30 contract.
Okay.
Or something ridiculous. Do you think, one, that would work? And then two, would there be an uproar? Would you scale it so the 125 pounders, you're paying like 2 and 2? Because that money's got to come from somewhere, Ango.
Scale it up. That's possible. I mean, putting more money as a base pay into the weight classes that draw more, that also need more. Yeah.
You need talent.
Yeah, you do.
You're not getting it. And look at how devastating one mistake is, right? One mistake is one knockout.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen in any other weight class. Definitely not in 125.
No.
You can make mistakes. Heavyweight, no mistake.
You're fucked.
Yeah.
I like the concept. I don't know if it works out financially.
I don't know.
There would definitely be a lot of uproar.
There would be. I kind of like it.
I'm eating cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
Fucking Mighty Mouse is fighting at 250.
That's fine.
Because he wants 30 and 30.
Yeah. I think they need to do something. I'm in for trying some stuff. Ready to move along? You got anything else?
Just one thing.
Go ahead.
Because you I don't know if you did your USADA watch.
No, I didn't do that.
But
this week.
I did notice that Claudia Gadelha, Gadelha, how do you say it? Tested 3 times in 5 days. Did you see this? Holy fuck balls.
These things happen in MMA?
Is that right? What the hell? 3 times in 5 days? Why?
It's totally normal.
Why?
Is she fighting for the title?
I don't know, but she has a nice picture.
Yeah. She's fighting Joanna Jędrzejczyk
that's right.
for the title.
Yes.
And I'm predicting her to beat Joanna because Joanna is on the cover of EA
Oh, no.
UFC in Poland. So they're probably doing everything in their power to make sure this girl fails her drug test.
That's fucked up. Okay.
Because they're the opposing coaches on The Ultimate Fighter, and I think
see.
they got into a fight or something. I don't know. I don't fucking watch that show for the last
can't
10
watch it.
seasons. It's just garbage, and they keep putting it out, and I don't know why. And even the Dana White looking for a fight is kind of regressed a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And why do we, when I'm watching a pay-per-view and go, why do I have to be fed so many ads? Why can't we just pound through the fights? The pacing is just terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Fight, wait 15 to 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Fight, wait 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's knock them out, and then you can show me more exciting fights. That was what the deal was supposed to be.
Well, plus they stopped this pay-per-view at 11:30.
Yeah,
so.
they played one more fight. They played the Cummins Little Nog fight.
Okay.
I just turned it off. I mean, fucking whatever.
Okay.
Done.
It sounded like it was over. Okay, so they did.
Yeah.
I don't know. Commercials, Matt. They need to make their monies.
Not when I've paid $60 for a pay-per-view and Comcast sends it to the wrong box in my house. Oh, you order a pay-per-view? Let's send it to your secondary box.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, thanks, fuckface. Now I got to run upstairs, disable that one, bring it downstairs, hook it up, and then when I'm done, redo everything. Assholes. Then you can't call them on the telephone because it's busy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
probably maybe they did that to a bunch of people.
Waiting off right now.
Could be. Beating off.
Thanks, fuckers.
Perfect.
Move right along.
Please.
Ask the nuts. Which fighter makes the most excuses when he loses?
Anderson Silva. Up there on my list.
I got one. It's going to be painful. BJ Penn.
Oh, God, that is painful. He does make a lot of
I just greased it.
He does. GSP was greased. Come on now.
He was. He'd do that all the time. Remember, I'd see him in the corner, and he'd be pouring water on the backs of people just to fucking give him a little grease, and his full nurse rubbing all the grease on him.
Mm-hmm. Taking a bath and, what's that trick? Baby oil, and then somehow you can get it to stay in your pores.
Yeah,
right?
and then you'll sweat it out during a fight. Mm-hmm. I think Tito Ortiz would be another contender with his cracked head that he would complain about every time he got into a fight. Mm-hmm. Nick Diaz. Actually, he complains about every loss. I don't know what fight they're watching, man. I want every round. Well, that's because your corner told you want every round, but that's neither here nor there. You need not Edmund or Varian in your corner. Mm-hmm. Eighth Wall on Twitter asks, after 2 or 3 extra months of prep time, will a second loss to Nate Diaz be even worse for Conor's reputation?
They're not going to fight, are they?
I don't know. We're in a quandary with this Conor McGregor. He thinks he's a boxer now. Mm-hmm. That's all I see on his Twitter is him training boxing and talking about how I'm changing the boxing game.
Well, he wants money. I respect that. He's a prize fighter. He's like, wait a second. All right, I lost in MMA. Floyd, let's make some monies. I want that Floyd money. That never happened, though. He's
got a UFC contract. He's never going to, well, I'll say this. Not never, but within the next 2 years, he's not going to have a fucking boxing match. No. It's not going to happen.
Plus, Floyd will fuck him up, dude. There is no way. I'm not even a Floyd Mayweather fan. Oh, my God. In boxing only, dude, he will get his shit fucked up. Floyd is extremely good at what he does.
And let me go right into this question while you're talking about it. Sean Mulder asks, he says, Mayweather versus McGregor, who would you rather see it in? Would you rather see it in boxing or MMA venue? But
boxing, for sure.
You're talking in boxing. It's each guy is a fish out of water in the other arena.
Yeah, but Conor will fuck him up in MMA. Dude, you cannot go box Floyd. No way. I don't care. No chance. No, dude. They may go the distance, but dude, Conor will get his shit fucked up. He may not knock Conor out because he's tough, but dude, it will be a one-sided ass whooping for.
And you can't flip that switch. If you've been training MMA your whole life, you're going to be wanting to throw combinations that, especially Conor wanting to throw all the kicks. Mm-hmm. That shit's wired in. You can't just unwire that in a few months.
That would be something. Knocks him out with
wheel
a kick.
What the fuck?
I forgot I couldn't do that.
Sorry. Or shoots a takedown and then fucking Mayweather guillotines him or something.
Crazy.
Gets his back, chokes him out. Edward Koch. Who should fight Wanderlei? I mean, who should Cyborg fight next in the UFC? That's a good question because we didn't answer what's next for Cyborg as far as fights. I want to see her fight Ronda Rousey. She finally called her out. I forgot. I think I retweeted something that she sent out along the lines of "Stop running. Here I am." she didn't initially call her out on fight night because she wanted the win to be hers. And Cris Cyborg says, hey, Ronda Rousey, you running all the way to New York? So she wants to fight her at, I think it's UFC 205 that's going to be happening in New York.
I like it.
I think that fight makes a hell of a lot of sense, no?
Or Holly Holm.
Yeah.
Although Holly did turn it down, right, before?
Yeah.
Good question. The problem is when you're Cyborg, I think most people do not want to fight you.
No.
So-
She's going to have a hard time finding takers. So that's probably why she's going to have to go back to Invicta to defend.
Or they got to give her the belt at 145. And then it's more enticing for someone to try to beat her because they can get a belt.
And you could get that Reebok money to be a title challenger.
Is that 50 grand?
No. Are you high? No, we're not even in the ballpark. I think it's 30 grand. I think Miocic got 30.
Okay.
And Werdum got 40 for being.
Okay.
It's a little bit more. Yeah. We're working on it.
Okay. Sorry.
Roger Sandell. Should Alistair get the next shot at the belt? If so, how would the fight go?
Yeah, we just said that. Yes, right? How would it go? I got to think about it. How about, you got any opinions?
No.
I think it'd be good.
I like it. Regular Fountain. For really big fights, should the UFC have a third fighter training as a backup in case someone gets hurt so fights wouldn't have to be canceled last minute? They could pay the backup fighter a percentage of their pay in case they train and didn't end up fighting. You don't release the name of the third fighter in case the public likes that fight more than the original, though.
Yeah, wasn't there? I thought I read something somewhere about an article. Someone had mentioned that in one of the articles I read recently. I like this idea.
Well, I think the other way you get around it is that you have, you know how we've had cards where it was all 170-pound guys.
Ah, yes.
And
I know where you're going.
Who was it? When we had GSP, Nick Diaz, BJ Penn, someone, and then Nick wasn't showing up for the press conferences, so then we got Nick versus BJ, and then I think maybe it was Condit versus GSP or something weird where they swap people around. And I think if you have guys that are going to fight on the card, that probably makes the most sense because then you've got all these potential opponents. If someone steps out or someone doesn't show up for a press conference, they say, fuck it, we'll do this and that, and then win-win, and then everybody's going to have a fight so that someone doesn't get stiffed.
Yes.
And then Rodrigo Machado will close it out. It's time. Sorry, I don't have enough energy to let that one
I'm
rip
losing
for
my
you.
thunder as well.
Nuts rule, Matt Rape Train, Ingo Sugar Daddy. Remember, you must choose one. Would you rather get $1 million for sure, or 50,000 or 50% chance of getting $5 million, but 50% chance of getting nothing? Should I read that again? Because I don't know what the fuck I just said.
He's basically asking if you'd roll the dice and get, say you don't roll the dice, you get $1 million guaranteed, or you roll the dice and you get 5. I will take the $1 million right now.
50% for 5. Yeah, I got to go with the safe bet.
If the number's higher on the roll the dice, I might consider it.
10 million.
Is that high enough? I think I need 50. I need 10 times. I need like 50 times.
Because you'd be kicking your shit for not getting that million. $1 million is life changing.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
And we'll call it $1 million straight. No taxes, no nothing. You're getting $1 million. Period.
I'd take it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
agree.
even think about it.
If you were to have a one-night stand, would you rather go straight to the bedroom or have a romantic supper beforehand?
One-night stand. I'm thinking like I want to do the whole night. I don't. It's like, I'm old. I ain't 20 anymore. Just give me the whole. I want the whole night.
I agree.
I want to have the build-up and all that, and the unsurety of like, is it gonna happen? Is it not gonna happen? Then it happens, and you're like, that was nice.
I want a little surf and turf.
Yes, surf and turf.
Maybe, what the fuck was that? Joe's Crab Shack. Fucking
the steam
platter of death.
yes.
Like, whatever it is. Just keep fucking food coming. Just a big orgy of food
so
with your
funny.
lady.
That waitress thought we were nuts. You want another thing? Yes. Keep.
Come on. Don't fucking. I've had that happen a couple of times. Was that somewhere in Vegas, and we're at this real fucking expensive place, and when it was said and done, 2 people ran up a $500 tab, and we weren't even fucking drinking because I was just eating so much good food. I'm like, sir, do you want another steak?
Yes.
Like, Are you fucking questioning me right now? Are you serious?
Bring me two.
Yeah, out of spite. Bring me two, motherfucker. Utah, bring me two. So yes, you gotta go for broke, man.
Yeah.
You gotta have that whole fucking night, dinner, dessert, whatever. Yeah.
Because if you're just looking for the quick one, you might as well just beat off. It's less. I mean, what's the point, right?
Yes.
It's easier.
Get high and beat off.
That's right.
Take care of. Kill two birds with one stone.
Perfect.
Would you rather always say everything on your mind or never speak again?
I'll always say everything. Wasn't there a movie about that?
Jim Carrey, something.
Liar, liar.
Liar, Pants on Fire.
That worked out for him.
Yeah.
See?
We'll always work out in the end. Would you rather reduce the hours of sleep needed to 5 or need to sleep 10 hours but get to control your dreams every night?
I already only sleep 5-6 hours a night, so I wouldn't want to change it. I'm fine.
I'd take 5, but a refreshing 5 would be good.
Yeah.
Would you rather sleep with Joanna Jędrzejczyk or Cláudia Gadelha?
Oh, interesting question that we just got that.
Mm-hmm.
Judging by the picture, I'd take Cláudia.
Of course. All day, all night, all day. Brazilian booty. You got to take that.
Yeah, but Jędrzejczyk, she might leave marks. That'd be scary.
She frightens me, man.
She got those like high heel boots and the whip and all. It's fucking one of those Hitler hats. Fucking your shit up.
It's okay.
Why you cry, you pussy?
Yeah. I don't know. Quit hitting me. I don't. So what's the safe word? Pineapple. Pineapple. Fucking what?
Yes. Oh yeah,
Jesus
that movie. That was
Christ.
funny.
Oh fucking A.
Yeah.
Knowledge. What you got?
Oh, sorry, I ruined Matt's. You really said
Gabi
that.
Garcia, breast
Didn't you see
tortilla.
you said that? I know you said that, and I didn't hear the part about the knowledge. That's my
Okay.
bad. What kind of knowledge do I have? I'm trying to think. I'm thinking.
I drink all this
Are you gonna slam
water.
that?
I'm going to actually. I'm
See what
hoping to
happens.
sleep well tonight and get my 5 hours of sleep.
Perfect.
Yeah.
No, I don't really have anything. I'm trying to think of whatever.
How do you like Game of Thrones this season? They're
Oh,
dialing it up.
The
huh?
return of Jon Snow. Talk about holy shit. You know what? I mean,
Maybe it's the return of Jon Snow. He just like took off, right? Last week? Like,
gave up.
I'm out.
Yeah.
so wouldn't that be a thing? He comes back and just checks
Where's he
out.
going? That's the
What if
question.
he just goes north?
And I'm not clear where the whole brand storyline's going. I'm confused what's happening there.
Well, I feel like he's going back in time, and he's gonna change some shit.
Maybe
that's
go
gonna
back and
alter
change that.
reality.
Perhaps. And are they trying to show him that his father is not this heroic person that they
Yeah.
thought he was? You know. So it's interesting. I think Jimmy Kimmel said it best a couple nights ago. He said something along the lines of, the only plot line I really understood was John Jones.
John Jones shaving his head.
Jon Snow coming back from the dead.
Uh-huh.
And now I'm just right back to being confused with what the fuck's going on in the show.
I love
Which is
it.
kind of where I'm at too.
No, I think this is the best season yet because I feel like they're following fewer storylines that I can kind of
Keep up.
focus on what's going on, and we're using so much magic that anything's possible. You had Tyrion talking to the fucking dragons,
Yes.
right? Oh, man, right?
Those are cool. I like the special effects on those dragons.
Yeah.
So big fan. And then I will have to say Silicon Valley is not doing it for me this season. I was a big fan last. I'm hoping they pull it together. They need a good episode in the next week or two, or they might lose me.
Yeah, they're going the ballers route of losing interest quick.
Are they jumping the shark, Matt?
I don't know. They might be raping it, for all I know.
All right, that's been this week's edition of My Nuts.
Yeah.
My name is Ingo Weigold.
Matt Griffith, thanks for playing.